Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. P, and I am bringing you Steph Soto, Taco Queen, and we are on Chapter 7. As usual, Tia Perla is waiting for me when school is dismissed, but this time Poppy has her parked across the street. Progress. I wave to show him how much I appreciate it. Instead of waving back, Poppy points his finger up and down the street and then points at his eyes, which I take as some signal to look both ways. So much for progress. Amanda follows me out, talking so fast about Viviana Vega tickets that it's hard to keep up. I'm surprised when she starts crossing the street with me. Hold up. I clamp my hand on her shoulder so she'll stop and take a breath. Don't you have practice? We have to run an extra lap for every minute we're late. And she checks her watch and shrugs. Worth it. Papa is standing next to the truck holding sodas when we get to the other side. Amanda shakes her head. No thanks, practice. And then she launches right back into concert talk. Okay, so I know Mom and Dad aren't going to just give me the money for Viviana Vega tickets, but maybe like an advance of my allowance, or, I don't know, a yard sale? I could get rid of all those stupid stuffed animals. And your drawings, you could sell some, Steph. That's at least a few bucks. Yeah, I say weakly, wishing she wasn't doing this right in front of Poppy. I need some time to prepare my case, even if it is hopeless. I feel Poppy staring at me. Oh, what if I can't keep up with Amanda? He must be completely lost. What's all this about? He asks in Spanish. Who is Viviana Vega? Amanda answers for me. Mr. Soto. Everyone knows Viviana Vega. Es una cantante, I say quietly. Not just a singer, pretty much the best singer ever, Amanda continues. And there's a concert coming up, and Steph and I have to be there. Poppy nods, but doesn't say anything. He just gets back in the truck. Over the next few days, Amanda tries everything she can think of to raise the ticket money. I go along with her, thinking wishfully Poppy hasn't said no. At lunchtime, she goes without milk every day for a week. She even talks to Arthur into giving up his orange juice, but when we count the change, it adds up to less than $4. Amanda teaches me to make her handmade headbands, and we sell a couple to girls on their soccer team, but have to stop when we run out of old t-shirts. Amanda offers to babysit her little brother for $5 an hour, but since she already has to do that for free, her parents just laugh. By the time tickets go on sale, we're not even close. There's really no way we could just forget about the concert, but it would be a lot easier if Julia wasn't reminding us all the time, wondering too loudly, considering we're in the library, what she should wear and whether she should give Viviana flowers or a teddy bear when she goes backstage. Because, of course, she gets to go backstage. With the concert sold out, Amanda and I try to decide what to do with the money. You have enough to download her new album, at least, Arthur whispers. I mean, if you don't mind listening to pop trash. Hey, Amanda, I say slyly. Hey, what? I think he wants us to download the album for him. Amanda considers for a moment. No, she says very seriously. Give Arthur some credit. I think he already has it. And knows all the songs by heart? Yeah, and sings them in the shower. And we're trying so hard to hold back our giggles that they come out as tears. Arthur blushes, groans, and puts on his earphones, but not before the librarian catches him and gives him a stern look. Sheepishly, he slides them into his backpack. I sock him lightly on the shoulder. Don't be such a music snob. And then he socks me back. I think we have time to read Chapter 8. It's been so long since I've slept in on a Saturday morning that I don't really need to set an alarm clock anymore. Most days, my eyes just open at 5 o'clock. I stretch, change out of my pajamas, twist my hair into a lazy bun, and find Mommy and Poppy already in the kitchen. She has the newspaper open. He's pouring coffee into a thermos. Lots of parents spend Saturdays at ballparks and festivals and flea markets. Poppy does too, only he's there to sell tacos and burritos, tortas, and tostadas. Saturday is his busy day, and it takes all three of us to make sure he's prepared. The farmer's market is our first stop, and we leave as soon as I gulp down a bowl of cereal. Poppy pulls a notebook from his shirt pocket and leafs through it to find this week's grocery list, while Mommy walks over to a food stand. She comes back with 3 steaming cups of hot chocolate and hands me one. The first sip burns my tongue, but it's worth it. So what do we need? I ask, feeling warmer and finally awake. We gather onions, garlic, lettuce, tomatoes, and beans. We have everything else we need back at the commissary. When we get there, I head straight for one of the enormous refrigerators in the prep kitchen, my reflection fuzzy and warped on its stainless steel door. I find the drawer assigned to Poppy, pull out a bunch of cilantro, take it to a counter, and start chopping. Meanwhile, Poppy, wearing disposable gloves, ladles salsa into teensy plastic containers, and we leave the onions to Mommy. They never make her cry. No one else is in the cavernous kitchen yet. The only sounds I hear are the soft thuds of knives on cutting boards until, after a while, Mommy starts to hum. Estefania, Poppy says finally, clearing his throat. If you don't have any other plans, I'd like for you to come and help me today. I don't have any plans, but if I did, they wouldn't involve Tia Perla. Well, I mean, there's homework and Orale, he insists. I can really use your help, Meow. We'll start at the park, and maybe you'll see Amanda play. I guess I don't have a choice. Fine. Finished in the kitchen, we pack up Tia Perla and drop Mommy off at home. It's still morning when Poppy and I get to the park, but already the sun is beginning to bake the grass fields. Good thing we restocked the soda, I say. Orale, he answers. I take orders while he cooks on the flat-top grill. First eggs and sausage for breakfast burritos, and a few hours later, chicken and steak. He wipes the sweat off of his forehead with his sleeve and whistles along to the radio on the counter. 2 super burritos, no beans, 1 chicken taco, extra jalapenos, I call back to him. $11.50, please, I tell the lady standing at the order window. Any lime or salsa? She fans herself with a baseball cap while waiting for her order. Between customers, I watch Amanda's game at the far end of the park. From here, the players are just blurs of orange and green, but I recognize Amanda's 2 brown braids flying out behind her. I figure she spotted Tia Perla, too. Who can miss her? And that later she'll jog over for a post-game bottle of cherry soda. I bury one way at the bottom of the ice chest, so it'll be slushy cold when she gets here. Amanda started coming to St. Scholastica in 5th grade, but since we weren't in the same class, I didn't really meet her until 6th grade, when my parents signed me up for soccer. Amanda and I ended up on the same team, and I hardly even kicked a ball before, but Amanda had been playing soccer almost since she learned to walk. She was fast, and her passes always landed exactly where she wanted. Scrimmaging at practice one afternoon, Amanda broke away at the half line with no one but me between her and the goal box. And as she dribbled past, I turned, flustered, to our coach. "Catch her," she yelled. I took off running as hard as I could, Coach yelling, "Go, go!" behind me. I closed some of the gap between us, but I could tell I wasn't going to get out in front of Amanda. She was just too fast. We ran a few strides side by side, and then, just as she was about to speed off again, I kicked blindly, hoping to find the ball and send it out of bounds. Instead, I found Amanda's cleat. Instead, I found Amanda's cleat, knocking her legs out from under her. She landed with a smack and a howl and had to sit out the rest of the season. I figured she would stop showing up for games and practices after that, but she was there for everyone, glaring at me from the sideline, her broken arm resting on her lap. I tried to avoid her, but one morning as I was shuffling off the field at halftime, she said, "Hey." I looked over to where she was sitting, still suited up in our team uniform, complete with shin guards, even though she wasn't going to play. I was surprised and a little scared. "You're kicking the ball with your toe," she said, picking at the grass instead of looking at me. "So?" She looked up. "So, you're supposed to kick with your shoelaces." "My shoelaces?" Amanda stood up, found a practice ball, and demonstrated. When you kick with your shoelaces, it's easier to make the ball go where you want. She kicked, sending the ball straight to my feet. "Wow, thanks." Amanda shrugged. "It's cool you got a blue cast," I blurted out. I had noticed it right away, of course, but had been too afraid to say anything until then. Was it to match our uniforms? If you want, I can draw a soccer ball on it after the game. And she smiled. Okay. And I'm sorry I knocked you over. I know. I didn't play soccer anymore after that season. Our Saturdays were just too busy with Tia Perla, but Amanda and I stayed friends. And now, as the referee blew his whistle long and loud at the end of her game, I see the teams huddle and cheer, then line up to shake one another's hands. I'm going to take a break, okay, Poppy? Stay close, Mia, he says, still pushing bite-sized chunks of chicken around the grill. I grab the radio and Amanda's soda and wait for her outside the truck. Her parents say she can hang out with us until her little brother's game is over, and then it's time for them to go home. We sit cross-legged in the grass, Amanda sucking the juice out of an orange wedge as I twist the radio dial, listening for a break in the static. I finally find a clear station playing, naturally, Viviana Vega. I sigh, pick up a twig, and start tracing little pictures in the dirt while Amanda chatters about her assists and the fouls the referee should have called but didn't. Then I hear something that makes me sit up straight and hold my hand out to shush her. What? I shake my head and point to the radio. Listen. Oh, I know. Viviana Vega? I'm starting to think Arthur's right. I'm so over it. I just want her stupid concert to be done with already so we can talk about something else for a change. No, listen, I snap. Amanda stops talking as the DJ announces he's about to give away 2 tickets to the sold-out Viviana Vega show. Be the 50th caller and the tickets are yours. A phone! Amanda barks. I jump to my feet, scramble into Tia Perla's cab, yank Poppy's cell phone from the glove compartment. I should probably ask first, but there isn't time. I dial the radio station, my fingers shaking, then press the speaker button. And we listen. Beep, beep, beep. Busy, I said, hanging up. So try again, Amanda orders. This time it rings, and I don't believe it's what I finally hear on the other end. Congratulations, caller 50. No way. Hello, caller. Anyone there? I don't know what to say. My God, I mouth soundlessly as Amanda snatches back the phone to talk to the DJ. My mind is racing as I hear Amanda say, Is this for real? 13. Oh, my mom can do it. Thank you. She taps a button to end the call. That's it. We're not 18, so my mom has to go pick up the tickets at the box office. Can you believe this? We're going to see Viviana Vega. I pull her up from the ground by both arms. We're going to see Viviana Vega. And we scream so loudly that Poppy comes running out of Tia Perla, a spatula raised in his right hand. What's going on? He asks, looking frantic and eyeing his cell phone where we tossed it on the ground. ¿Qué pasó? What happened? What's wrong? Estefania, is everything all right? I stopped jumping and frowned. Why does he always have to worry so much? I let go of Amanda's hands. Nothing's wrong, I huff. We're just happy. I pause and I take a breath. I'm going to have to be careful about how I explain this. You know that concert, the one next weekend? Amanda just won a ticket. She gets to go. Poppy squeezes his eyes shut and sighs. Que bueno, Amanda, he says, relaxing his shoulders. Yeah, but what's really great is that we have 2 tickets, Amanda bursts, before I can stop her. Steph can come too, right? You have to let her. I look at the ground and erase my little dirt drawings with the toe of my sneaker. I wish I'd had a chance to talk to my parents to convince them that everything would be fine before Amanda had said anything, but maybe just this once they'll understand what a big deal it is. Maybe they'll just trust me enough to let me go. I look up at Poppy. He's already looking at me, confused and maybe a little sad. I've seemed to be getting that look a lot lately. I see, Poppy says slowly. We'll have to talk about that. For now, mija, it's time for us to go. Good game, Amanda. Come on back to the truck and take some tacos for your parents. Poppy walks back to Tia Perla and Amanda whispers, They're going to let you go, right? I mean, Steph, this is like once in a lifetime. After Poppy hands Amanda a brown paper bag stuffed with tacos and salsa and tortilla chips, he and I leave the park and drive to the flea market. His lips are pressed together in a tight, straight line. Once at a stoplight, I look up at him. I want to tell him I'm smart enough, I'm mature enough, but the words feel like paste in my mouth, and I swallow them all back down as the light turns green. Okay, we'll come back next week with Chapter 9.